Alright, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final tipping video of the year. We have made it. It has been a long time this year, especially with that COVID break that we had in between round 1 and round 2. But we are here. The 2020 AFL Grand Final is only 3 days away. It's crazy to think we're only 3 days away from the day of the 2020 AFL Grand Final this Saturday between the Tigers and the Cats, and it's going to be a ripper of a game. You can feel it in the air. This is the first one to be played at the Gabba, and will be played at a nighttime slot, so everything's going to be a bit interesting this year. But yeah, so I'm going to take you through my tips. I'm going to take you through who I think will win the North Smith, and I'm going to take you through who I think will kick the first goal as well. I've decided to do that because, you know, obviously if I just said who would win the grand final, this video would be done in like 30 seconds. So I've decided North Smith first goal and grand final winner, and I'm gonna just run through a few things that I think should happen on the day. So let's get to it. So the grand final this Saturday is between the Tigers and the Cats at the Gabba. Now these two teams have a really impressive record in Queensland. Now the last time that these two teams played, it was the Tigers who got the job done, but that was at Metricon Stadium, which obviously is why they played the semi-final at Metricon Stadium. I reckon they play a better brand of footy for some reason at Metricon than they do at the Gabba. They beat the Lions at Metricon, didn't beat them at the Gabba. They beat the Cats at Metricon, but now they're playing them at the Gabba, so it's a different sort of hunting ground. The Cats, on the other hand, they have a great record at the Gabba itself. They smashed the Pies in the semi-final. They beat the Lions at the Gabba. It was the Lions home final at the Gabba, and they beat the Lions at the Gabba. They've beaten a lot of other teams at the Gabba as well. They've got a pretty impressive record in Queensland as well. They beat the Power at Metricon. They smashed the Bombers. They smashed us. They smashed a lot of people at the Gabba and at Metricon. So both of these teams have an equally good record in Queensland, so that's why this is going to be a very good and interesting matchup. The last time that these two teams played, it was sort of a sluggish game. The Tigers found sparks here and there, which got them the 4 points in the end. But I feel like there's a lot more of the Cats players that will want to win this time. Like last time it was just, you know, for premiership points. This time we have Gary Ablett, who was playing his last game. We have Dangerfield, who has never played in a premiership before. So there's a lot of like things that the Cats will have different to the last time that they played the Tigers, which was at Metricon again, shall I say. But yeah, so it will be a very interesting match. The one thing that the Cats have to be wary about, I think, is Dusty Martin. He normally plays a good game on Grand Final day, so they really have to find a way to stop Dusty on this day. He normally plays a really good game, but you know, who knows what will happen this Saturday. That's why it's so exciting. And same for the Tigers. They've got to find a way to stop the likes of, well, not only Danger, but Ablett, who was playing his last game. Ablett was sort of that player last week for the Lions. Not for the Lions, for the Cats against the Lions, that got the Cats over the line with these, I think it was 3 or 2 goals, especially that 55-meter goal in the third quarter that really helped the Cats get home and get into a good headspace in that third quarter. He really was showing that he really wanted to get through to the grand final. So it's going to be just such a good game because you'll have players from the Cats that really want it, and you'll have players from the Tigers that have done it twice before and want to do it a third time in 4 years as well. So that will be very interesting. It'll be another interesting matchup to look out for is Tom Lynch versus Tom Hawkins. That will be a great matchup. Well, not a matchup, but a great battle to look out for. Tom Hawkins, the Coleman medalist of this year, and Tom Lynch, just a great forward line player. So that will be a very, very good battle. I keep saying matchup, but it's a battle on the ground to look out for. And yeah, so much to look forward to this Saturday, and I cannot wait for it. So right now I'm going to give you my tip. I think the Cats will get the job done by 16 points over the Tigers at the Gabba. I just think the Cats just look better at the Gabba than any other team this year. The Tigers, they played games at the Gabba where they haven't looked 100%, especially that qualifying final against Brisbane, especially that game against Sydney at the Gabba as well. There's a lot of games that they've had at the Gabba where they haven't looked at 100%. But I just think the Cats at the Gabba, it's sort of like a fortress for them this year. So I'm going to tip the Cats by 16 points for them. And yeah, it'll be a great grand final win if they can get the job done, especially for the likes of Dangerfield and Ablett. And North Smith Medalist, jeez. I want it to be the story. I really want it to be the story, and I think most people want this to be the story, that either Dangerfield or Ablett wins it, but I want Dangerfield to win it. He hasn't played in a grand final ever, and to win for him, if they win the grand final at AFL level, for him that will be a spectacular achievement. And I just think he'll want to push his side over the line. He'll do anything he can on that day to push his side over the line and get the job done for the Cats. And that's why I think he will win the North Smith Medalist. He'll just play out of his skin, his first grand final. I don't think the nerves will hit him that much. I think he'll just play out of his skin to try to get the Cats to win. And the first goal scorer, I'm going to tip the Coleman medalist, Tom Hawkins. I think he'll really want to show what he has in that forward line, and he'll really show his strength against the Richmond back line, and really show that, like, you know, he's there to play. He's not there to just like get bullied from the Tigers defense. He's there to really put strength into the Cats forward line. So that's all I've got to say for this week. The tips, the Norm Smith and the first goal scorer. It's going to be a very, very tight game. I can feel it. But good luck to both teams, and good luck if you're a supporter. I know you're pretty nervous heading into this Saturday, especially on game day. The nerves will start rising even if you're not going to the game. But yeah, have fun with it, and yeah, good luck.